welcome back to my YouTube channel. We are starting with season 2 of Vegan Afternoons with Two Spoons. I am so excited to bring this season to you. And for our first episode, we're doing something really exciting. We're making baked oatmeal. I've got 4 recipes for you today on different variations of how you can make delicious, healthy, comforting, and moist baked oatmeal. I absolutely love baking my oatmeal. If you have never tried it, it's a total game changer. So when we think about traditional oatmeal, it's kind of like porridge-like in consistency. We're not getting that with baked oatmeal. No, no, no. This is a lot more like a delicious cake. I really think you're gonna love it. It's really filling, it's healthy and wholesome. It's a recipe that kids are gonna love, but it's also great for adults too. So you're really pleasing a crowd. It's a great meal prep that you can make on Sunday. You can just throw it in the fridge and then reheat pieces throughout the week. Or if you know that you're entertaining on the weekend, make this on Friday night and Saturday or Sunday morning when your friends or family comes, just bring it out, reheat it, and you're ready to go. So let's get started with 4 simple recipes for how to make baked oatmeal. So starting out with our baked oatmeal is our blueberry banana baked oatmeal. This is a classic recipe, a must-have. It's actually really popular. People love blueberry and banana together, which is why I had to get a recipe for you. People often ask me which type of oats they should be using when they're making oatmeal or baked oatmeal. It really depends on your personal preference. I'm sorry, that's actually not true. You have to use this kind. My preference is old-fashioned rolled oats. They hold their texture really nicely and they've got a really great consistency. So it's perfect for baking and it's also perfect for cooking. It's not gonna get like mushy and gross. These old-fashioned rolled oats are actually also gluten-free. So I'll include a link below so that you guys know which ones I'm buying. By all means, if you're not gluten-free, you can use the normal rolled oats, but I kind of like that it's gluten-free because it keeps the recipe gluten-free and also vegan. For this recipe, I'm actually using frozen blueberries. You can also use fresh, but I really like the frozen because they're available all year round. You can throw them in your freezer and then they're ready available when you have them. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna start by making our chia egg. Okay, here we go. So that's actually gonna thicken as we wait. So I'm just gonna put this to the side and we can continue with the rest. So we're gonna start by adding the rolled oats. And then we've got some coconut sugar. And now for our spices, I love this combo. We've got some cinnamon, some nutmeg, and some cardamom. I actually love cardamom. I feel like people do not bake with it enough. It is so good. Cardamom is like fresh, but also spicy. It's like spicy fresh. Then we've got some baking powder and some sea salt. We're also gonna add in pecans. I reserved 2 tablespoons, which we're gonna decorate on top. So let's throw those in. And I'm gonna give this a quick mix. Mixing, 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 mixing. So I'm gonna put that aside and then we're gonna combine our wet ingredients. So we need a cup of bananas here. I've got some 2 very big bananas. I'm not gonna say that. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna need both. I'll start with 1 and see how it goes. Peel bananas, peel bananas. I have a 1-year-old. Tell me you're a mom without telling me you're a mom. And we're just gonna give this a mash. And like I said, we're looking for a cup's worth. So these bananas are pretty yellow. You can use those spotty brown bananas. They don't have to be perfectly ripe. In fact, the more brown the banana, the sweeter it is. So if you've got a bunch of bananas lying around, you don't always have to make banana bread. You can make baked oatmeal and it's kind of easier. I would avoid using frozen bananas because when we freeze them, they become quite wet in texture and it might make the baked oatmeal too wet. Like it might miss that cakey lightness, but for sure you can use those brown spotty ones. So I've just mashed this up. Consistency should be mashed. You don't have to go crazy. Look at that, I actually do need more banana. And this is Ollie's banana that I opened yesterday that he didn't eat. Another reason to make baked oats, if your kids open bananas and don't actually eat them, just make baked oatmeal. That they will eat. That was basically 1.5 large bananas. I still have another half here. So you could actually reserve this and slice it up and top it, or you can just like eat it now. I don't have breakfast, so. Now we're gonna throw in that chia egg and then we're gonna add the maple syrup, pour in the almond milk, and the coconut oil. And we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I'm just doing this by eye. And we can whisk this to combine. So I'm gonna bring over my dry ingredients. I'm gonna add that 1 cup mashed banana that we made. And then we're gonna pour in our wet ingredients. And we're gonna mix this together. Starts off being liquidy, but as you can see, it's already thickening. And then as we bake it, it's gonna become even more thick. So if you're thinking like, what, did I get the ratios right? You did. It's just gonna take a while to kind of thicken up. Okay, so we're gonna place that to the side. So I'm just gonna give this baking dish a quick spray so things don't stick. And then I'm gonna take half a cup of these blueberries, and those are gonna decorate the top. Because I'm using frozen blueberries, things are gonna get really purple. And it's not the most appealing, which is why I like kind of layering it on the bottom, putting in the batter, it kind of oozes its way through the cracks, and then we're gonna strategically place them on top. This is sort of what you're gonna be presenting to people when you serve it, so I always wanna make it look nice. But listen, if you're a mom with 4 kids, feel free to sprinkle it on there. I've got 1 right now. I still have time. I say that, but I was up every 2 hours last night, so. If anyone has tips for how to sleep train their kid, if you could just pop those in the comments below, you know, like let's help each other out. And now I'm just getting lazy, I'm just throwing it on. Boop, 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 boop. 1 for you, 1 for me. And now we're gonna finish by sprinkling with some of those pecans. I always like to do this because they have an idea of what's in it, which I always think is nice. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so let's get this in the oven. Goes in for 30. Okay, this baked oatmeal is ready to eat. It smells amazing and I can't wait to cut into it. So let's see how it looks. This smells so good. Okay, cheers. Oh my God. This is so good. It's moist. I taste the banana, I taste the blueberry. It's got such a nice crunch from the pecans. It also just tastes so mature because of that cardamom. It just kind of elevates it to make it this like gourmet baked oats. I could eat this whole thing. This is mine. For this next recipe, we are making my baked apple oatmeal. It's loaded with apples. We've got some applesauce in there. We've also got some grated fresh apple, and then I'm topping with any leftover apple that I've got. And I also like to put walnuts both sprinkled on top and in the bake. It adds a really nice crunchiness to the overall bake that's just so tasty. So let's get started on how to make this baked oatmeal. So I've got a rectangle baking dish here, and I'm gonna start by throwing in my oats. We're gonna add the chia, hemp hearts, some cinnamon, baking powder, and salt. And we're gonna mix that to combine. Now, next, I am going to grate up some apple. I like to use Honeycrisp because it's a really nice sweet apple. It also bakes really well. Honeycrisp or Pink Lady is really good for this recipe. I'm gonna remove the core and take off the skins.
Is that how you always feel?
Yeah. I probably shouldn't peel this way because I'm going directly into my thumb, so please don't copy me. I think I learned this lesson from my mom. Like, she always peeled with her knives like this when we were younger, and this is why our knives were always really dull. So we're gonna grate that up and we're gonna see how much this gives us. Snack as you cook. It's okay that I've gone a little bit over. That's kind of the best part about like oats, like baked oats. It doesn't need to be an exact science like other baking recipes. So we're gonna combine our wet ingredients now. I'm gonna throw in that grated apple. We're also gonna add some applesauce, almond milk, some maple syrup, some avocado oil, and a half a teaspoon of vanilla. And we are going to mix this to combine. I love avocado oil because it's really neutral in flavor, which means that it's not gonna overpower the bake. If you don't have avocado oil, you could also use canola oil, or you could even melt some vegan butter. Okay, and now we are going to pour this wet into our dry. Okay, I actually just realized I forgot my walnut, so I'm gonna throw that into my dry before I add my wet. That is just like classic me, always forgetting something. Okay, we're gonna just mix this to combine. And you can see all those apple pieces are getting weaved into the bake, which is just so nice because every bite you're gonna get a nice apple flavor. For the toppings, I'm gonna take those reserved walnuts and we're gonna sprinkle that on top. I'm also gonna take over this leftover apple and cut it up into some slices because I think it'll look really pretty. Not necessary, of course, it's loaded with apple flavor, but for me, I always kind of like including some of the ingredients that you can expect in the bake, so then when you're serving it, people know what's inside. I'm just gonna fan them out because I think it looks nice. Boop, 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 boop. I just love these walnuts for that little crunch. Okay, this is ready to bake. This looks delicious, so I have to give it a taste. I drizzled it with a little bit of almond butter on top, which is just a really nice nuttiness. Taste test. Oh my God. This is just so different from the other. I just got that really nice crunch from the walnut, so much apple flavor, beautifully sweet, and it still has that really nice cakey texture as well. I just love this. It feels really fall-like and cozy. This is amazing. Next is my chocolate chip banana baked oatmeal. This recipe is a really good one. It seems to be really popular with kids, but I'm not gonna lie, Mitch and I love it too. I feel like there is no better combination than banana, peanut butter, and chocolate. It's a really simple recipe and all around just really tasty. Okay, so let's get started. Let's add the oats. We're gonna toss in our ground flax, baking powder, cinnamon, and salt. So we're gonna give that a little mix. Now I'm gonna mash up 3/4 cups of banana, which is gonna go in here too. So I'll start with a banana and a half and we'll see how that does. Go bananas, go, go bananas. And just like my other baked oatmeal that used banana, you can use spotty bananas, brown bananas. There we go, that looks good. So now we're gonna add our wet ingredients to the dish. So we're gonna start with that mashed banana. Get out of there. Then we're gonna add almond milk, maple syrup, and our drizzly peanut butter. I'm using natural peanut butter here. I just really prefer it over, I guess, the more traditional. It's just 100% blended peanuts. And this one is so smooth because it's twice blended. So I can include a link below to which peanut butter I'm using. It's definitely my go-to. And then finally, we're gonna add a teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, now we can whisk this to combine. Oh! Oh no! Oh, there, I fixed it. Okay, and then finally, we're gonna sprinkle with some chocolate chips. And this is ready to bake. It's so good. I took a really big bite. I'm really good at this. It's so peanut buttery and banana-y and chocolatey. Best combo ever. Okay, so for my last recipe, we are doing my baked pumpkin oatmeal. I really love this in the fall and winter months, but honestly, you can make it all year round because we're using canned pumpkin. Makes things super simple. This recipe is full of pumpkin flavor and also pumpkin spice, which I just absolutely love. We're gonna be using chocolate chips to top. It's really pretty on top, and I just really love that combination of pumpkin and chocolate. So let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna start by adding our dry ingredients to our baking dish. We're gonna throw in the oats, the ground chia, some pumpkin spice, one of my favorite spices, baking powder and salt. And I'm gonna give that a quick mix. Now, in a small bowl, I'm gonna combine my wet ingredients. I just want them to be really well combined because we're using almond butter. So instead of throwing them directly in, I'm gonna give them a quick whisk and then they're gonna go in. When I was living in France, they actually didn't have canned pumpkin. And I remember going to the grocery store and like asking the people in my very broken French, like, where is your canned pumpkin? And they were just like, what? Like, what are you talking about? I felt like such an idiot, but if I wanted pumpkin puree in France, I had to cook an entire pumpkin and puree myself. This is an invention in North America that needs to come to the rest of the world because it's perfection. So in our bowl, we're gonna add the canned pumpkin, toss in the almond milk, the maple syrup, the almond butter, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And now we're gonna give it a whisk. And we're just gonna throw this wet over top and we're gonna mix it all together. I also just love the color of this baked oatmeal. I just think that it's so vibrant and pretty. It's like almost like a caramel color. I want a sweater in this color. Okay, now we're gonna top with some chocolate chips. Some for you, some for me. Okay, I ate too many of the chocolate chips, so I need to get some more. And like, can you ever really have too many chocolate chips? No, you can't. These chocolate chips are vegan. Some chocolate chips are not, so you have to check. If they're dark chocolate, 70% or higher is what I like to call accidentally vegan. But if you're looking for semi-sweet, it's good to check and make sure that they're actually in fact vegan. Cool. Okay, let's bake this thing. Our final baked oatmeal, let's dig in. For the taste test. Nailed it. This is so good. I'm tasting so much pumpkin in here. And I love that little pop of chocolate. It's so good. Yes. So there we have it. Baked oatmeal recipes 4 ways. Each recipe provides something so different, so you can really see that you can take baked oats and really transform them into something entirely different. Great recipe for meal prep, feeds a crowd, family friendly, vegan and gluten-free. There's like literally no negatives about these baked oats. It's just all so good. I love this apple baked oatmeal in the fall. Holiday season, I'm craving pumpkin, and so this pumpkin one is so good. I love this blueberry banana one for kind of a more mature taste because it's got that cardamom in it. It's also really nice with those nutty pecans. And then finally, the banana chocolate chip is such a classic with the peanut butter. I feel like it's a total crowd pleaser. Now, you can see I've got a lot of baked oats here, but don't worry, the baked oats for each recipe lasts for 5 days in the fridge, and you can also throw it in the freezer for up to 3 months. I am definitely going to be saving one of these to eat this week, and I feel like I'm leaning towards this banana blueberry one. I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments below as to which is your favorite. Please drop me a comment, give me a like, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more. I'll see you later. Bye.